Hi, Read 120 students. This is your instructor, Katie, and I just wanted to review with you again how you are being graded for this class. You don't see any points in your grade book, so that might make you a little uneasy. So I just wanted to review again how you'll be graded. So here's our class. We've been doing these weekly assignments. Unit 1 was a long one here. You've had these weekly assignments. Most of them have been these concept practice assignments to help you to achieve the course learning outcomes. And in week 8, this will be your first opportunity to demonstrate that you can meet the course learning outcomes through an outcome assignment. It says outcome assignment. So let's just look at the syllabus again. So this is the criteria for meeting an A, B, and C in this course. So you have outcome assignments. There will be more than one, so you have multiple opportunities to demonstrate your ability to meet the course outcomes. So to earn an A in the class, you need to meet all 4 outcomes and exceed at least 2 outcomes. You need to complete all of the outcome assignments and miss 3 or less of the concept and practice assignments that you're completing every week. For a B and a C, you also need to meet the outcomes. You don't need to exceed the outcomes, but just meet them. And then the number of, here you'll see the number of concept and practice assignments that you are able to miss or turn in late without any penalty. But to receive an A, B, or C, you need to make sure you complete all the outcome assignments. And so your first outcome assignment is coming up this week 8. Coming up week 8, you'll have your first Unit 1 final assessment. So here again, there are 4 course learning outcomes. Here they are. They're listed in Canvas. And so the week 8, you'll be assessed on your ability to meet the first 2, analyzing arguments, reading academically. Again, you'll have more opportunities if you don't meet the outcomes on this first assessment. So I don't want you to panic if you do not do as well as you hoped. I'd like to now look at the assignment itself. So the instructions are here. If you click assignment instructions, you can read the specific assignment instructions and where you will be reading an article. There are 2 possible articles that you can read. I've listed them here, and then you'll be asked to analyze the argument presented in the article. And so based on what you've been doing for the past 7 weeks. So nothing should be new here. You're going to just copy and paste these questions and then respond to the questions. And there's a sample completed assignment here below. So what I'd like to point out to you is how you'll be graded on this assignment, this outcome assignment. So for your outcome assignments, there will be a rubric. It's a little more advanced than your regular weekly concept practice assignments. So for each item, each criterion, you'll be assessed on whether or not you were able to state the issue, whether or not you're able to state the author's claim. Okay, and so I will mark it here. Again, there's no points, but were you able to, you met it, you exceeded, you had an excellent statement of the claim. Were you able to state the author's reasons, identify the claim type? It keeps going, were you able to identify the author's values, and could you identify at least 2 examples of cognitive bias, fallacies, or deceptive techniques? So that, and then finally your overall analysis. What did you think the strengths and weaknesses of the author's argument were? So that's what I'll be using to assess your ability to meet, on the bottom, these 2 course learning outcomes, analyzing arguments and reading academically. So I will then select, based on what you demonstrated through the assignment. I'll either mark it as exceeded outcome, achieved, almost achieved, did not achieve, no submission. So here are 2 outcomes. This is your first attempt to meet the outcome. So at the very minimum, you want to meet the outcome. If you exceed it, then you know you're on your way to an A. If you've achieved it, you're on your way to a B or a C. Just at this point, if you're doing all of your assignments every week, you have an A in the class. You're moving forward into this first outcome assignment with an A. If you don't meet it, it's okay. You'll have more opportunities to meet these 2 learning outcomes. If you don't exceed it and you really want to get that A, you'll have more opportunities, and you only have to exceed 2 of the 4 learning outcomes, and just one time demonstrate that you can exceed this particular learning outcome. Or exceed this particular learning outcome. So you have multiple opportunities to do this. This is your first opportunity. So I hope this helps you to understand how you will be graded in this course and how you're doing. So if you are completing your weekly assignments right up until now, you got an A going into the first outcome assignment where you'll be assessed on your ability to meet two of the course outcomes. And if you follow the instructions for the assignment and you're able to identify all the parts of the argument, the value, the author's values, and analyze the article as well, looking for bias, fallacies, other deceptive techniques, then you will exceed it and you'll be very satisfied. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.